Yeah, Brian, I've read some reports comparing this somewhat to the fight against big tobacco a couple decades ago. Maybe social media companies, they'll have to slap some warnings, pay out some fines. I don't know your thoughts on what the success could be for the mother and daughter here.
Bob and Katrina, remember Joe Camel? Or remember those commercials? Remember when we went to restaurants and we had non-smoking smoking sections? We had airplanes that had smoking sections. I agree with Jonah. I think this case is the Joe Camel case, the tobacco case for social media in the algorithm age. And what I mean by that, Bob, is this. I think this family, this teenager, and the larger group have a really good case here because ultimately we have been basically asking social media to innovate its own safety. Would we have done that with Henry Ford? Would we have had, safety belts? Would we have had, if we'd asked the Wright brothers to innovate safety, would we have had air traffic control? That's what we've been doing for social media for the last 25 years. We didn't get to legislation in tobacco without litigation. I think this litigation is going to lead to some of the legislation we've seen in places like Australia, where now we're trying to protect kids who are under the age of 16. Why? Social media is saying this is just the bulletin board. Why are you suing us for being a bulletin board? What goes on it, that's not our problem. But the lawsuit here and what everyone else is saying is, yeah, you created a slot machine, as Jonah was saying, where our kids are getting addicted, endless night scrolls that are AI driven. And the last comment I'll make on that, if we think this is bad, we've talked a little bit on this show about what's going on with AI and those conversations that teenagers are having on that. This case, I think, is going to be such a big precedent, not just for social media, but also what we do to help safely enter the age of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, very, very good point, Doctor.